Hey guys, what is up? Zero here, and welcome back to Love and Literature. So in the last episode, it was the basic start premise. Our character didn't really want to join the literature club, but Sayori dragged him in, and he met all the girls. He was like, whoa, to Natsuki. The
Because it's
usual.
not Mada's not orientated, so he of course was like, whoa, at her.
Yeah, and I guess everything is pretty basic DDLC stuff. It's kind of retelling, so I mean, yeah. So far, it's a pretty good mod. So let's see what happens with Chapter 3, Poem Panic. Afternoon, still in school. Oh, afternoon, still in school. Okay, so it's like giving me like a setting. Tick, 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 tick. My eyes watched the clock, following the hands as they slowly went full circle. I unhappily tapped my pencil on my paper, growing bored with my random sketches on my notepad. My classmates looked just as antsy to leave, fidgeting around in their seats. The teacher, Miss Gojo, is a slim-built woman whose dark hair is always tied up in a bun. With glasses to boot, she has the look of an intellectual, and the knowledge to back that statement up. To her credit, she's a great teacher who cares deeply about this curriculum for her students and has a passion for talking about her field of study, anatomy. Her lectures are almost always both interactive and memorable, when it's not going by the textbook, that is. And I swear, if I have to hear one more word about the chemical reactions or reptilian brain enzymes when subjected to cold temperature environments, I might just... The bell rings. The class becomes a buzz with activity. Ms. Gojo is babbling on about the homework due next class, but nobody, myself included, is really listening. And I grab my spare papers and shove them into my bag. Believe it or not, I was actually eager for my first real meeting with the literature club. Not just because it gave me a chance to know Natsuki better, but I actually found myself enjoying the challenge of writing a poem, to my surprise. It took me well over an hour to carve out a poem I felt was worthy enough to share with someone, but once I finished it, I felt overwashed with a great sense of pride in my writing. Maybe Sayori was right in saying writing becomes more enjoyable when it isn't forced enough through the confines of schoolwork. I glanced at my phone. Speaking of Sayori, I expected a text from her telling me to wait for her, but I haven't heard anything from her since the walk home yesterday. She probably expects me to go on my own now that I know how to get there, I think to myself. No bother. So I still remember how to get there. I wonder why she didn't message us. Maybe it's because her depression's kicking in way too fast in this mod.
She's already dead. She's hung herself already.
Oh my god, she's already dead. I slip out the door and mingle with the crowd of students, all wrapped up in their own conversations. I slip out a door and step outside, going to the foyer. The midday sun was streaking across the thin clouds, giving them a rosy pink-orange glow. It looked amazing reflecting on the koi pond, giving the area a serene and quiet aura. I walked to the doors of the now empty seniors building and made my way up the stairs. I turned the corner. Something catches my eye. The short girl, dressed in her school uniform, back partially facing me as she stepped out of the restroom. A cluster of paper towels is clenched in her fist. She rubs her eye with the towels and tosses them into the bin. She walks away, seemingly unaware of my presence. I recognize the pink hair immediately. Okay, so that was Natsuki, but hold up, she was wiping her eye?
She was crying.
Oh, yeah. Oof. Why was she crying? Natsuki, no!
Because she's Natsuki.
Because she's Natsuki. She's abused. Duh, Zero, you new here?
Jesus.
Natsuki? She turns to face me. I could see an ugly redness on her cheeks. Eyes puffy. She gives me a mixed look of fear and embarrassment before she turns on her heel and almost runs back to the clubroom. This music should not be playing right now!
Yeah. I was just about to comment on that. Why is this music playing?
This is some happy-ass music for fucking Natsuki turns away crying. Da -da 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 -da. Oh, Natsuki!
She runs off, sobbing.
Da -da 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 -da. I stand in the hallway, dumbfounded. What did I say? What happened to her? I'm just gonna stop saying the I thought to myself lines just because they annoy me. What are you laughing at?
I was laughing at, like, that scene Where Natsuki's crying, but like that Kirby sound, the Kirby music playing over it.
The fucking happy ass staff roll from Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yes, play that over her crying.
My god. Anyway, that's the happiest song though. I paused by a water fountain, trying to collect my thoughts. It looked like she was crying. I don't have to have her eyes puffy like that. But over what? What can make a sweet and innocent girl like her cry like that? Oh god, I hope she's okay. Still in a daze, I walked into the classroom. There we go. Now the music changes to this. Yuri and Monica were chatting indistinctly at the teacher's desk. Yuri leaning against the solid oak desk with Monica sitting in the black leather chair used by the teacher. The same book Yuri was reading yesterday sits at her side, her hand gently resting on the cover. And one of the front desks sits Sayori, scribbling with all the focus I've ever seen her give on a piece of paper. And tucked away at one of the back desks is Natsuki, head down at the same book she had earlier. Why isn't anyone talking to her? Monica notices me enter and suddenly spins in her chair to face me. Wait, what? Wait. Why isn't anyone talking to her? No one's talking to anybody. Why would they specifically talk to Natsuki?
Because it's Natsuki orientated, Zero.
But that doesn't make. But look, it's like Yuri's leaning against the solid oak with Monica sitting in the chair used by the teacher. The same book Yuri was reading. Yuri's reading a book. Sayori's scribbling on a piece of paper, and Natsuki's literally reading. Why would anyone talk to her? Why? No one's talking to anybody. Like, what?
I don't know.
Everyone's doing their own thing. Was there an issue? Like, also, they didn't know she was crying. Why would they talk to her? Monica notices me enter and slightly spins in her chair to face me. Ah, there you are, Zero. I was wondering where you were at. I was starting to think you were gonna skip on us. She lightly laughs. Don't worry, Monica. I'm one of my word. I share the laugh. I'm actually looking forward to sharing my poem, but believe it or not, I actually spent the night working on it. A slight exaggeration, but how would she know? Monica gives me an intrigued look. Really? Well, it's good to see they're taking this club seriously. I can't wait to read it. She gives me a final smile and turns back to Yuri, the conversation over. Should I talk to Natsuki? Does she even want to be talked to right now? She looks like she wants to be left alone. I decided to just give her some space and share poems with her last. Hold up, she turns back to Yuri? Were her and Yuri talking?
Oh yeah, because Yuri was sitting by Monica with her book.
Oh, they were chatting instinctively. Okay, but Sayori wasn't chatting. Also,
she was chatting with her inner demons.
Why isn't anyone talking to her? Well, to be fair, Natsuki is all the way over in the closet. So, like, how are they gonna talk to her if she's not even by the desks? That's Natsuki's fault that they aren't talking to her. Because granted, she probably doesn't want anyone to talk to her.
Yeah.
Oh no, that question was stupid. Why isn't anyone talking to her?
I like Natsuki. Have I made that clear yet?
Why isn't anyone talking to Natsuki? She's amazing! Like, maybe she doesn't want anyone to talk to her. That's why she's over there. I decide to just give her some space and share poems with her last. I walk over to Sayori, who is wrapped up in her own little world. She doesn't notice me approach. I playfully tap her on the nose. She glances up and beams me a smile. Hi, Zero. Ready to share poems? I give a light shrug. Ready as I'll ever be. Monica claps her hands together, which grabs my, and everyone else's, attention. Okay, everyone. I hope you brought them with you because it's time to share poems. Do I have an option or... What? What happened? Oh, okay. I guess we don't have an option. They're just gonna go through the cycles. Ah, hello, Zero. How are you today? She still sits at the teacher's desk, laptop half closed. No, good as ever. You? She gives me a pleasant smile. I'm just happy to have everyone here. Ready to read my poem? Absolutely. She hands me the paper and I start to read. Well, it's the same one. I mean, now they have their names, which I think was kind of cool. What's that? Selkie? Selk? Is that an H?
The share screen's blurry. I think that's an H, yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out later. It's the same one. I mean, now her. So if this isn't supposed to be in a game, now her poems are gonna be weird.
I don't know. Maybe we could talk about something else, like how she feels trapped. Maybe she could feel trapped in her world, but like it's not a video game world, you know?
I see. She's crazy.
Just trapped in her mind.
She's mentally insane. Got it.
Look how the way she's smiling at you. She needs a mental health.
Yes, she does. My gosh.
I'm really happy.
I want to die. Well, that's Sayori. Come on, Monica.
She's like, oh, sorry, I wasn't in character.
I hand her the paper back. From what I could gather, Monica's poem was about... I'm actually not quite sure. There's a lot of ways one can interpret it. Maybe it isn't the game stolen. Maybe the lore is that they're still in a game. Who knows? Freedom? Taking the road less traveled? Alternate timelines? There was a message. It was lost on me. What'd you think, Zero? I could feel those pretty green eyes on me, patiently waiting for me to respond. I started to sweat, unable to effectively collect my thoughts. Well, it's very, abstract? I laugh awkwardly, I can feel my cheeks getting hot. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I'm not exactly the best at giving critique. She laughs. Don't worry, Zero. It's good that you called it abstract because that's the style I was going for. Leaving the message up to the reader. What did you think the message was? I try to rack my brain for a quick, effective response. I thought that it could be about the loss of a loved one, with the hole in the wall representing the afterlife. The blindness representing the true scale of the person's pain? There's a grain of uncertainty in my voice. Monica takes a moment to let that comment sink in, turning it over in her head like a Rubik's Cube. That's good! While I did write the story with a different theme in mind, I love your interpretation. That puts me at ease. Slightly. Monica points at my paper. Can I read yours now? I silently hand her my paper. I watch her eyes trail down to the bottom of the paper, soaking in every detail of her face, trying to read her thoughts. She offers nothing, a blank stare. What is she thinking? It seems like an eternity passes before she speaks. Zero, this is pretty good. I like the way you portrayed the setting, but... She pauses. It could use some work. Your overall message was clear, but I feel you could have used some words differently. But it's a great first poem for a relatively inexperienced writer, and you should be proud. I smiled, grateful for the genuine comment. Thank you. When I started writing it, I wasn't sure how I wanted to write the setting as, and I almost just gave up and wanted to do a different story altogether. I lightly laugh. Well, consider this my writing tip of the day. When you get stuck on one part of your poem, or any story really, it'll stop your flow entirely and mess up how you view your story. My advice? She waves her hand. Just move on. Write down what you have in your mind for that part and just keep writing. You can always go back and revise it later. Wow, Monica, that's really helpful. Thank you. No problem. Don't forget, you can always come to me for advice on anything. As club president, it's my duty to make you feel welcome. I smile. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Wasn't that just sweet?
Yeah.
Now hear me kill a water bottle.
Is that good water? Is he enjoying your water, Zero?
No, it sucks. I hate it.
Why'd you drink it then? You're so weird. Oh my god.
It nourishes me with life and I hate it. Water ASMR for everyone.
I have to drink water to survive? This is bullshit.
Yeah, it's nasty. Ew. Sayori gives me a bright smile when she sees me approach her. I take a moment to look at the paper she had. It was obvious from the sharp contrast in writing she had gotten something written down, but then came back to finish it later. This should be interesting. Hey, Zero! Ready to exchange poems? She fumbles with the paper, which I gingerly take. Ahsoka. That's Sayori's last name. Ahsoka. Sayori Ahsoka. I read through the paper. It's a brief story about how the sunshine greets her every morning, persuading her to rise out of bed despite her objections. Very cutesy, with a happy tone hanging over the text like an umbrella. Ha! Hanging over the text! Ha! Funny
Hanging
joke!
It's not a Doki monitor, there's no hanging jokes!
You're not wrong. Final stanza? I want breakfast. In short, it had Sayori's name written all over it. So, what'd you think? She's clearly eager to hear my thoughts. I hand her the paper back. I thought it was good, Sayori. Short but sweet, but something tells me you're a little hungry when you were writing it. I grinned. She looked confused at first, but then she started to laugh. Yeah, well, I woke up late and didn't get to eat breakfast this morning, so I was feeling hungry when I was writing it. I can't help but shake my head. Sayori, you need to work on getting up on time. Eventually, this is gonna hurt your marks. Sayori gives me a dejected look and says nothing. I try to move things along. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? At this, her demeanor changes. She eagerly snatches the poem from my hand and starts to read. Sayori slowly starts to read my paper, and I watch her expression morph from vague interest to some variety of awe. That's really the only way I can describe it. I can even hear her audible whoa under her breath. Whoa!
Whoa!
Yeah, whoa! After maybe 30 seconds, she looks up at me. Zero, this is amazing! This has to be one of the best poems I've ever read in this class! Her voice is filled with excitement. I wave her off. Oh, come on. It's okay, but certainly not the best. No, really. I loved how you tried to put the reader into the setting, and how you made the world around him interesting. Even describing the smallest of details, like the coldness of the ocean and all that. It was great. She smiles at me. I think about her review for a moment. Praise is nice, but I also want criticism. And again, maybe going to a carefree girl like Sayori for an honest review isn't the best idea in the world. I started to go find someone else to share poems with when I heard Sayori speak up. Hey, are we still walking home together? I pause. Obviously. Why? What's wrong? Nothing, just double checking. She awkwardly laughs. I smile, say nothing, and go to find someone else to share with. Wow, they're really making Sayori's depression more apparent in this mod, huh? Also, I'll have you know, not every... Oh wow, they just start Yuri's off with her poem, I see.
Oh.
Also, I'll have you know that... I'll have you know the mods that don't have Sayori hanging jokes are the Sayori focused mods.
Come on, even the Sayori focus mods, they have to have a hanging joke in there somewhere.
Well, I mean, I think Relapse did. Some of them do, but the ones that don't are usually Sayori focused. Also, Yuri's last name, I think, is Kataguri. Katakuri from One Piece?
The share screen is blurry, I can't see it.
I know you can't. I was banking on myself to read it.
Okay, mister, I can't read Yuri's handwriting.
I can't. You're right. Anything else you want to make fun of me for? As I scratch my head.
Oh my god, you're scratching your head. I don't know how to make fun of you for that. I tried.
Oh my god, you're scratching your head, but you got fleas.
Oh my god, I bet you have head lice.
That's mean, I don't. Why are you so mean to me? Ah!
I don't even know how you'd get lice. You don't leave. You don't go anywhere.
You're not wrong. I only go places to get food.
You don't even leave your house to go get food. You order it.
No, actually, recently I've actually had to go get food.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Take that.
Okay.
Yuri's poem was oozing. Was symbolism? Was oozing with symbolism.
And you think this wasn't copy pasted?
Okay, maybe it was. No, it wasn't, because maybe the fanfic doesn't have these errors.
I want to go look up the fanfic and see if they have these errors.
We'll look it up after, then give an update in the comments section.
Okay.
Her poem, I think, took a more fantastical route, talking about the supernatural and spirits. It was only 8 lines long, but it was a very serene poem with a mystical ending. I sneak a glance up. Indifferent, Yuri's nose deep in the book she had earlier, a maroon-red book with a sketch of a cat's eye and a pyramid. I read the title, written in black text. The Portrait of Markov. It looked very intimidating. I don't know what a book with that kind of cover could be about. Wait, she's reading a book while sharing poems with me? Oh jeez, Yuri's just an ass in this fucking mod.
He's like, oh yeah, poems, there you go.
Yeah, like Yuri's a dick, what the hell?
Now let me read my book. Fuck
yeah,
you,
like Jesus. Sorry, you're not important enough for me to actually pay attention. Go back to my book.
So much for her being worried about how she talks to people.
How people perceive her, like my god.
Yeah.
I wonder what a book with that kind of cover could be about. And furthermore, what does a book like that say about Yuri's personality? I clear my throat. Yuri? She glances up from her book. Yes? I, finished your poem. Yuri closed her book and gently pushed it aside. But really? What did you think of it? I take another look at her paper, staring at her delicate, cursive handwriting. It doesn't make
shit.
I hate it. Just because you wouldn't fucking pay attention to me while I was reading your fucking poem.
Yeah.
I thought it was very nice. It was rather brief, but it did contain a lot of pleasant... My mind blanks. Imagery? Thank you, Zero. Your sentiment means a lot to me. So I take it you're a fan of paranormal? Yuri gives me a quizzical look. I'm sorry? I raise the paper in my hand. Perhaps I misread, but was it not about ghosts? That's the impression I gathered from it. Yuri pauses for a moment. That's one way you could perceive it, but it wasn't what I had in mind. I cocked an eyebrow. Oh, what was the intention then? I'm now intrigued. Well, I wouldn't want to mess with your certainly valid interpretations, but... She trailed off. It's not that important. Don't worry about it. She glances at my paper. May I read yours now? Were you gonna say something?
No.
Oh.
I just said what?
What?
He was being weird.
Yuri's always weird. I silently hand her the paper, still very confused about how abruptly she ended that. Won't you want to discuss her work? Yuri carefully reads my paper, soaking in every detail. I can see her head tilting as she slowly reads to the end of the poem. Occasionally I can hear her mutter a few ohs and ahs.
She's like moaning at her paper like it's sexually pleasuring her.
Oh, ah, ooh, oh my.
This poem, oh my god.
Zero, oh.
And he's just like,
I lean against the opposing desk, waiting for her to finish. When she was done, she looks up at me, still holding the paper. Zero, are you a first-time writer? I think for a moment. When it comes to writing, just to write, yes. Why do you ask? She looks flustered, like she just said something wrong. Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm just reading through your paper and noticing distinct styles that first-time writers tend to do. Like what? Well... She picks up a pen lying on her desk and starts twirling it around with her fingers. First-time writers usually make the objectives of their work obvious to the reader. It isn't a bad style of writing, but it often comes off as immature, unkept. They tend to use more basic vocabulary out of fear of scaring off or confusing their reader. It's certainly a safe tactic to employ, but for many readers it's a sign of shallowness or lack of confidence. There's an edge of authority in Yuri's voice. Right now, I'm the student and she's the teacher. I'm not sure whether to be grateful for this information or insulted by the fact that she called me shallow. I know Yuri doesn't mean ill intent, but I'd be lying if that comment didn't sting just a bit. My mind wanders back to Monica and Natsuki's brief dialogue yesterday. It's both simple and complex. It's unique. I clear my throat. Kind of like how Natsuki writes? I draw my eyes over to where she is, busy exchanging her poem with Sayori. I guess she didn't hear me mention her name. Yuri quickly shakes her head. Natsuki is... different. What you would think would be a weakness in her writing is actually a strength. She can use simple vocabulary to paint a vivid image. There are a few writers who can do this well, and I think Natsuki's one of them, even if she doesn't do it actively. I pondered this for a moment.
wow. saying good stuff about Natsuki? That's not Yuri.
Yeah, is this Yuri a dick or not? I don't know. I'm confused. Yuri's making me think different things. Yuri clears her throat and slides her book back towards herself. In any case, I'm curious as to what she'll think of it. I see. Well, goodbye, Yuri. Time to talk to Natsuki. I take a deep breath, trying to calm my nerves before I went to Natsuki. What if she doesn't want to talk to me? And again, she did seem to talk to Sayori, and everyone else just fine. I slowly walk up to Natsuki, whose head was slumped down. She looks up at me, an annoyed look on her face. What do you want? Her voice had a sour tone to it. One doesn't have a sour tone to it. In her eyes, I can still see redness, but it's mostly starting to fade. I fumble at my words. We, haven't exchanged poems yet. Oh, right. A pause. Sorry, it's just... She trails off. I try to move things along. Did you want to share? I understand if you don't want to. I try to sound comforting. No, it's fine. She opens up her pink binder to find her poem. She takes a stray sheet of paper out of the binder and hands it to me. I can't help but notice the slight shaking of her hand, reverberating on the paper. What happened to her? I start to read her poem. Oh, why does she get a different fucking poem?
Because this is a Natsuki-orientated mod, Zero. How many times do I have to tell you?
So let's say your answer to everything. 1-0. It's a Natsuki-orientated mod.
That's the answer. That's the right answer.
It is, to be fair, but it's just weird. No other Natsuki mod only gave Natsuki a special poem, while everyone else got, like, the same. They either make all the poems the same, or they make none of them the same, or they just change Monika's because hers doesn't make sense with the plot.
I mean, this is a fan fiction. This wasn't a mod originally.
Yeah, by the way, I'll also talk about something that kind of annoys me after I read her poem. Also, Natsuki Tamura. Or Tamura, whatever the hell the fuck you say that. A world of masks. Everyone has one, but nobody knows why. Blocking everyone out, but keeping everyone inside. Making it so hard to even try. A world of masks that holds you close, blocking out all that you can feel. Fear distorting everything that is real. Making it so hard to love, to see, to trust. Why fight when our demons always pursue us? A world of masks. Too afraid to try, but the pain will always remain. Unable to escape from this terrifying domain. Suffering more, but hey, who would ever know? In this world of masks, nobody shares their sorrow. Alright, so, that was a nice poem. But I want to say something that was annoying me a little. She trails off. I try to move things along. It's like, I can get that. Just put the regular dialogue. Because, like, it breaks the flow when they're I try to sound comforting. I can tell! Like, if you're gonna put this, put more. Like, I try to sound comforting, but it doesn't seem to work. Or, like, something like that. Don't just put, I try to sound comforting.
Or, if you put it, don't put it all the time. Just put it, like, every now and then, every once in a blue moon. Because,
like, this dialogue is, like, not flowing well and is breaking because of the, oh, right, a pause. Sorry, it's just, she trails off. I try to move things along. Did you want to share? I'm just saying if you didn't want to. I try to sound comforting. Like, they're breaking the flow. It's like, we can tell.
They're breaking it up. Zero, I'm pretty damn sure they just copy and pasted this.
Maybe, but that's the thing. Because a lot of the problems I have is, this works in a fan fiction, but in a mod, it breaks flow, or, like, it does something that it's like the same thing with, like, I had with the I thought to myself. Because, like, it's weird.
Because, if you think about it, if it weren't copy and pasted, they'd read through it and, like, look for spelling errors, or they'd look for things that don't make sense, really.
True, but maybe...
They'd like, erase stuff.
Well, I mean, so if they copy and pasted it by line is probably what they did. Instead of... Because when you said it, you made me think they got the entire script. And just like, yeah! Control V!
I don't see why they wouldn't.
I think they did it at least by sentence. They at least did it by sentence, because they would have to align that entire fucking... That'd be a long-ass script, as you know what I'm saying, right? Like, that's so long to try to align all that.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
word rap.
Yeah, word rap would fuck you over.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's why I'm saying
it probably
that.
was by sentence.
Yeah, it was probably by line, because yeah, word rap would be a bitch to code in.
You
like,
copy and paste the whole thing, and then we're like, okay, now we have to indent.
yeah,
And
indent a line, indent a line. Ah! Like, that would be a pain. So I'm assuming you probably copy and paste it by each line, or just, or like I said, they probably never even really read it over and just kind of threw it in there. But who knows? Maybe the one that'll answer our question is if the grammar errors are also in the fanfic.
Yeah, we're gonna look at that after.
Yeah. But yeah, this is another thing that bugs me. It's been bugging me while I was reading. Like, it's just, most of my problems with this mod isn't the story, it's just, I mean, the one thing was when he talked about Natsuki going, whoa, but I mean, that was just kind of like a weird thing. But yeah, most of the problems I'm having with this mod, whoa. Most problems I'm having with this mod is more or less, like, the adaptation from fanfic to mod isn't very seamless. Like, there's issues when it comes to that.
Yeah.
I read through the paper, and I read it again. I can feel Natsuki's eyes on me, gauging from my reaction. Gauging from my reaction. When I finished rereading it, I finally spoke up. Wow, that was amazing. Really? You mean it? Or are you just saying that? No, I really mean that. Your word usage is simple, but it goes a long way in describing the overall message. It was really deep, Natsuki. This is a really good poem. You should be proud of it. She looks at me for a second, and I think she might start crying again. Thank you, Zero. That really does mean a lot. I can't help but feel warmness spread across my body. She really is sweet. I frowned slightly. But it's certainly different from what you said you liked to write. Happy things, you said? What? Oh, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Ah! What is this?
That looks weird.
What happened? What? Maybe I was like I was ready for her to look to the left, but she's to the right. Her eyes are open, I guess. That's why it's weird. Oh god.
She did a 360 and then her eyes went all pixely.
She did a 360.
She did a 360. She span around.
Oh, okay. I know why. Because they had to make her face the window. But like,
I see.
But yeah, like you said, she wasn't facing that way to begin with.
It looked really like unrealistic and it looked so like
it's like
weird.
Like, I'm not shitting on this mod. It's just I'm just pointing things out that are weird to me because I feel like I have to because it's like some things bother me.
It looked really jarring. From this angle, you can really see her 3 distinct hairstyles.
You can, actually. Holy shit. They're like in a row. There's like the front, then there's the middle, and then the back.
There's the tears. The top tier.
Natsuki couldn't pick one, so she just picked all 3.
She was like, do I want to wear my hair in just regular, or do I want to style it in the front, or do I want to wear it in ponytails?
I'll just add all 3.
All 3.
Yeah. I'll just add all 3. It'll look fine. No one will notice.
No one will notice, and then we're just like, Natsuki, it literally looks like you were made in an anime girl creator.
An anime character creator, and someone was just like, I just want 3 hairs. There you go.
Yeah.
The sprite itself, like, the face was actually made pretty well. Her eyes don't look that weird looking over there. It's just the only issue is where she's looking.
Her eyes, to me, it might just be the share screen, but her eyes look 8-bit to me.
They look, yeah, they're not 8-bit. They're actually pretty well done. So out of the share screen.
Yeah, it's probably just share screen.
She looked out the window. Eyes focused on the koi pond. See, she just fucking... How'd she do that?
Careful with your neck, Natsuki. You don't want to break it.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Wow. That was a bad joke also. You're mean.
Did you not get it at first?
I did, but you're mean.
Oh, that's
I know, but I just want to try something new is all. I didn't want my first poem to turn you off from me. Not like that! I blushed a bit. I got you. I look down at the poem. Natsuki's dirty.
Oh my god.
That,
That's not
Lord.
wholesome.
That's not wholesome. Where's my wholesome DDLC? This isn't
Oh
it.
my god. I'm tired. Why am I laughing so much?
That's why, because you're tired. I look down at the paper,
Yeah.
rereading a part of it. And I can see some symbolism here. I can guess that I can guess that the masks represent the fear of sharing your work with others and being afraid of rejection by others. Natsuki sighs. Yeah, that's right. Silence follows. I try to pick things back up. Did you want to read my poem now? I hold paper up in my hand. She nods silently. I hand her my poem and she starts to read. I watch her emotions on her face shift from boredom to investment, and finally, acceptance? I couldn't place that emotion. You wrote this? Yes. She flips my page over as if looking for some hidden clue. What is it? What's wrong? She flips it over again. It's good. Her voice seems to quiver. I don't understand. Did she not like it? Did she hate it? Did it scare her? My mind runs through a million different ideas. She seems to space
What could
out.
you possibly...
Wait, what?
Sorry.
No, what did you say?
I said, what could you possibly write in that would make it scary?
The ocean! Ah!
Oh my god, no!
Nothing's afraid of the water.
Aw.
She seemed to space out, thinking about something, or someone. She gets up from her chair. Give me a second. Flustered, she turns to the closet and swings open the door. Hesitantly, I follow. Where are we going? Oh, okay. I guess we're going in a closet. The closet is much more... It did say that. I'm dumb. I'm tired, please.
Where are we going? Maybe to the closet, like the game said.
Shut up. The closet is much more spacious than I expected it to be. The small sink with a plug-in kettle sits, with wood shelves hanging above it. Facing it is a long row of shelves, extending some 6 feet high from wall to wall. A bit of a stretch for me to reach the very top shelf, but Natsuki would definitely need help reaching anything up there. Various colored papers, folders, and books sit strewn about, some organized and some not. Natsuki hops up and down, trying to reach at a pink cardboard book set. She fails and curses, adorably, I might add. Ugh, why does Monica insist on moving my stuff? I point at the colorfully decorated box set sitting on the highest shelf. Is this what you wanted? Yes, but I could have gotten it myself, you know. Sure you could have, I think with a laugh. I carefully grab the set, surprisingly light in my hands. Be careful! I spent all the money I had on it. I can't afford it to get damaged by you or anyone. She practically snaps at me. Internally, I roll my eyes. She's acting like I'm gonna toss it out the window or something. I'm not that reckless. Who does she take me for? Though I have to appreciate her care for her. Let's take a closer look at the box set. Manga? I accidentally say that out loud. Natsuki's face takes a wounded expression, which morphs into distaste. Sorry if I enjoy stuff that you don't like. Her voice rises at the last word. I put my hands up in an almost defensive posture. No, it's not that. I love reading manga. Don't you remember? I think I mentioned it yesterday. Her face briefly takes a distant look, and then she lights up. Oh, yeah! Sorry I attacked you like that, then. It's just, I've always been laughed at for enjoying something people think is for children. Okay, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I have to point it out again. Monica! It just did what we said. We said, what if a mod did this? She changed like 4 fucking expressions throughout talking.
What? What do you mean?
Like, she said, like, when she said, oh yeah, she was happy. Then when she said, sorry I attacked you, she then had the looking away face. And then when she said this, it was a different face. And then now she's at that face.
We talked about that?
Yeah, we said, like, yeah, you can't have a mod. We said that when you were making the mod for me. Like, the little, like, love mod thing. And you were, like, for our anniversary.
Oh.
And you were like, I wanted to make sure I wasn't just changing expressions, like, every line. And I was like, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it'd be weird if you did
That's
that.
right. Yeah, that's right. I wanted to. I didn't want to make it look like she was rapidly changing emotions.
And
with
that's
this. I didn't wanna
exactly
make her
what she
look like-
did.
I didn't want to make her look like she was bipolar.
That's exactly what she did.
Oh my gosh. All we've been doing is pointing out flaws in the spot. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, it's not like we're shitting on it. It's still a decent mod. It's just some things have flaws,
Yeah.
and if I point them out, I just
Yeah.
want to point them out because I think I'm
we're,
pointing.
we're critiquing. It'll just make them realize, oh, maybe it can be better next time we do something like this.
No, like I'm not saying it's like I'm not saying it, but like it's shit. Like I'm just like, hey, this is a little weird.
Yeah, it's just critiques.
Also, there's things I like about the mod. The dialogue's decent. There's just some things I have some dialogue issues, but in terms of regular dialogue, it's fine. Granted, I guess
the
that should be.
dialogue, though, is that
Granted,
the
I
dialogue
should.
was not
Yeah,
made by
yeah.
the people who
Granted,
made this.
yeah. I was gonna say, granted, I should be thanking the artist of the mod, of the fanfic for that. But I mean, I raise a finger out to the class. Even them? She gives a dismissive wave. They don't really care, but I think Yuri looks down on me for reading it. She thinks it's too childish. While Natsuko was talking, I ran my fingers along the neatly organized, alphabetically placed books. I pulled the first book out with my finger. I glanced at the cover, and at the top reads Parfait Girls in a stylish, bold text. 4 schoolgirls dressed in colorful attire, striking animated poses adorned the cover. It looked like your average slice of life manga, the type I tend to stick away from in favor of more adventurous reads. I flipped it over and skimmed through the summary. It's kind of slow going at first, but things start to pick up by the end of the volume. After that, it gets really good. This is mostly just exposition, so you can get a feel for the characters. Natsuki's voice has completely shifted from a minute ago. She must be really passionate about this. I nod silently and start thumbing through the pages. The art style is what you'd expect from a female-oriented manga, but there's a certain appeal to the character designs that intrigues me. The way the characters are drawn in this half-chibi / half-realistic style has a certain charm to it. Across the room, Monica stands up. Alright, hope everyone enjoys sharing their poems with each other. It's 5 o'clock, so you're all free to leave now, but be prepared for an announcement tomorrow about the festival. And with that, she starts to pack up her laptop. Yuri looks puzzled, but says nothing. I turn to see Sayori lingering by the closet entrance. Hey, Zero! Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. I say, starting to carefully tuck the book into my bag. As I start to leave, Natsuki grabs my sleeve and pulls me close. Listen, can you try reading some of it tonight so we can start reading it together tomorrow? Her voice is sweet and pure. I nod and start to turn away, but she pulls me closer. I swear to God, if I find a single crease, wrinkle, or tear on my book... Her voice is quiet but menacing. I will end you!
Oh, that actually scared me, that face appeared.
I like that face.
That actually freaked me out, because that's not something I'm used to seeing.
I like they put the little dark thing like an anime. I like that.
Yeah. Looks like she hasn't. Wait,
And then she smiles.
that looked like she had a bruise in the middle of her face.
It does, but I can see what they were trying to do with it. Like, it's trying to be like the thing in anime where they have like the black shadow on their face and like they're being mad. I like that though.
Yeah.
All I can do is laugh. Natsuki, it'll be in better condition than when you gave it to me. You're gonna clean it? I better clean this manga for Natsuki.
Oh, we better run it underwater. Wait a second.
I know! You fool!
You fool!
And with
He's
that,
gonna get rid of the creases.
he's gonna get. They're all gone, but now the entire book's ruined. And with that, Sarah and I head out the door and make our way downstairs. What'd you think of Natsuki's poem, Zero? Sarah asked me this out of the blue. We were about 2 blocks away from Sarah's house when she asked me the question. It had been mostly silent. We had mostly been silent, with myself just scrolling through my phone. I couldn't help but notice that Sayori seemed to be distant. I think of a response to her question. I thought it was really good. There was a lot of imagery that made it stand out and definitely lured you to an unfamiliar place. Pause. What'd you think of it? Well, what did you think of it?
Oh, I thought that too. It actually put me into that world. Relatable.
Wait, huh? Relatable? Sayori, what do you mean? I'm confused. Sayori gives me an odd look, then blushes.
Oh, sorry. I meant to say remarkable. Yeah, it was very remarkable to show us something like that. She tends to keep her writing very flatlined.
I gave her an uncertain look, but ultimately shrug it off. My god, he's denser than the regular MC!
Did she just say she had depression? Nah.
Yeah, but to say, like, Sayori in this mod is not hiding it at all. She is very, like, wow, you can tell she has depression. And this MC...
She's very much like, I've been wanting to tell you this for years. Please, just figure it out already. I don't know what to do.
Sayori is the equivalent of the people who put haha in lowercase at the end of their sentences. They're just like, hey, you know, that girl that I tried to get with, yeah, she rejected me, haha.
Like, when I put a smiley face
Yeah.
in my sentences.
My day was horrible, smiley face. Oh.
That's when you know. Oh no.
I was like, that's the equivalent of that. Like, my god. He's so just blatant about it. And this MC's that he's denser than the regular one. You could at least say with the regular one, Sayori was somewhat hiding her depression. Decently well.
Yeah,
like, it only showed the last day, really.
She was hiding it well enough for the player to not know
Yeah,
it.
like, it only showed the last day of DDLC, like, the school. Like, I think, like, the day before the festival was, like, the 2 days before the festival. She showed it. It was like that last school week. It was like last school week. Fucking the one day. I don't remember. Was it Thursday?
The day where
it was
she
Friday.
left.
It was Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The day where she left.
Yeah, Friday. It was like, yeah, 'cause that was the day it was only really shown. Anyway, no, man's dense. Honest mistake is all. Of course. I swear to God.
Yes. Totally didn't mean to say relatable. Meant to say remarkable. 2 very different words with very different meanings.
Also,
I don't know how she didn't correct herself earlier.
Also, fucking flatlined. Very flatlined. Like, she paused, then said flatlined.
Very dead, like me in a few days.
Yeah. Like, seriously. Like, my god.
So dumb.
I walked her to her front gate and waved goodbye before I turn and start the walk to my home. I absentmindedly scroll through my phone to pass the time. Before I know it, I'm at my front gate. I pull my house keys in my pocket and start to unlock the door, and I notice a white letter sticking out the door. I gingerly pull it out and open it. It must have been delivered after my parents left for work. Volunteer for the festival at Yamaku Academy. Hello, parents. It would be much appreciated if you would volunteer for the festival in the upcoming weeks. We don't need help me get to pull this off. Please contact Principal Hinata. This email, Hinata71. Thanks for your support. I skimmed through it. It's an advertisement for the upcoming festival written by Monica. Yeah, I was just about to mention that. I read that part and I was like, oh yeah, wait, while I was fading away, I was like, wait, it said written by Monica.
Oh.
It was aimed at parents who would like to volunteer. Nothing really interesting for me. There's also the same text on the other side of the message, translated into Japanese. The festival, I thought. I wonder what Monica's planned for me to do, if anything. I am a new member, but I'm sure there's something I could do. Maybe help get the word out about the literature club, or help make decorations, or help Natsuki with baking. With that last thought, my heart beats just a tad faster. I lock the door and push it open. Chill out, Monica. As usual, there's something warm sitting on the stove and I enter the kitchen. I place the letter on the table. I look down into the metal pot on the stove. Looks like gyudon, with the grilled vegetables mixed in. Open the fridge and dig out a I don't know, Japanese dish?
Japanese food, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. I open the fridge and dig out a ramen bottle from its box, taking it upstairs with me. Salvation also had ramen. People said it was actually a drink from Japan. It's actually really good. I get to my door and set the soft drink on my desk, placing my bag on my chair. Pull out Natsuki's book out from my bag and gently place it next to my soda. For a moment, I remember that I also have a poem to write for tomorrow. I could always just start writing after I finish, or do it at school. Or I could get through this and start working on the poem after. I crack the book open and start to read. Oh, what?
Like how it's like, instead of like, would you like to read it? It says, please read it.
Yeah! I didn't figure that out. I forget. Yeah, because there's no option.
You unlocked a special poem. Please read it. Oh my god. Oh.
Excuse me?
Oh, I guess it is a game still.
Oh, I guess it is. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Daddy wants to play. Rain, rain, go away. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. The fuck does that say?
That's base 64.
Wants to play. Rain, rain, go away. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. This wants to play. Rain, rain, go, go, come again. Bah.
Please read it.
Please read it. Chapter 4, Parfait Girl. Well, we're gonna end it here.
Okay.
We're going to end it off here. So I guess these chapters aren't all the same length. Because my god, chapter 3 was way longer than chapter 1 and 2. So like 50 minutes.
Yeah,
Granted we were talking, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we were doing a lot of...
It still felt longer though. I still pretty sure it was longer. Well, it's because it's banking on the days of DDLC and stuff, and that usually is a pretty long day sharing poems. But yeah, anyway, that is it for this episode. Of course, we were giving criticisms here and there, but obviously, it's a decent mod. It's still a pretty decent mod for what it is so far.
Yeah.
I like the sprite. Like I said, I like the Nazi sprite, and I think there's actually more CGs. Because I know there's a CG on the Reddit page, and that one looked pretty good, so we're probably going to see that one soon. Also, yeah, I think it is still a game, so that might be interesting to see, because they were getting special poems, so...
Yeah.
So that might be
Please
interesting.
read.
Yeah, please read. No! I don't wanna! But anyway...
And they're like, too bad.
Too bad. Anyway, yeah, if you guys want to play this yourself, the link will be in the description down below. And yeah, this has been Zero. Peace.
I'm a